Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nerd Collision Multiverse. My name is Lady Isis, or you can call me Britt, whatever. And this is Manny. Do we need to call him Shakira's left kneecap? And this is Ray. And welcome to our show. Today we are going to talk about Secret Invasion, motherfuckers. Yeah. But- Okay. You know what? Sorry, guys. Today, we're going to talk about Secret Invasion. So, first, we're going to give the recap, and then the second, we're going to do the review. So, to recap, we meet Martin Freeman with his fine ass, Agent Ross, going to a dark warehouse to meet another agent. Yada yada yada, sis boom ba, they talk, oh my god, it's a conspiracy all around. And then the agent decides to attack Ross, and Ross is like, I'm just gonna shoot you. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And shot him. So Ross is running from his life from everybody else until he gets to Maria. Well, after he falls, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, he's probably dead, and reveals the other guy to be Talos. Hey, Talos, we haven't seen you since Far From Home. And, Ross turns into a Skrull. Now, where the real Ross is, who knows? Maybe in Wakanda, possibly. Or, that real Ross was a Skrull all along. Who knows? And then we get to the.
Wolf.
He's the what?
The White Wolf.
You know what? Not even gonna dignify that with a
No, that was
response.
supposed to be that's Bucky. Character. He's
Yeah,
calling
Thunderbolt is coming.
Yeah, but Ross is not. You know what? We're not doing this. So we get to the opening AI credits where everybody seems to have a problem with it being AI. I get it, then I don't get it. I do get it, but I think it was done on purpose. Then we open up to Nick coming out of the spaceship, looking worn down. Still look good though, just a little bit worn down. And Maria and Talos are there to meet him. Hugs all around. Nick finds out Talos' wife died. Damn. That was sad. I was like, damn, girl, you died like that? We didn't even see you again. But anyways, then Nick decides, I'm going to go out and get captured. Yeah. I'm just going to let, the crown capture me. Exactly what she does. Oh, we meet Agent Sonya. Ray, what was her last name?
the British lady.
Yes. I call her the crown.
Her character last name or her real last name? Did they say her last
Her
name?
character last name.
I'm drawing a complete blank now.
Queen Elizabeth II. So, so Queen Elizabeth is like, Nick, you're too old to fight this fight. Nick is like, oh, really? Oh, I'm going to show you. And then we get to, oh my gosh, there's a refugee camp for Skrulls. And here is Gaia, waiting for her to have a dragon or something to say, Dracarys. But no, that ain't gonna happen. So we get to their hideout, and then Jerebic or Ceramic or whatever his name is the leader of this rebel what is it? AAR, America Against Russia. That's a stupid ass name. But then say, hey, Skrulls, we're going to change into these people, and we're going to take their memories. We're going to go into their minds. So ain't nobody going to know what we really look like. They're not even going to tell. Okay, then, bet. So going to get the bombs. They all down in the sewer. Nick is, playing around with this dude about some Louis chair. Talos gets beat up until Talos decides, you gotta hurt people. You gotta hurt people to get what you need. Finally hurt people. And then Talos meets with his daughter Gaia. Talos tells her, your mom is dead. Gaia's like, I don't believe you. No, she's dead. she's dead. She's not coming back. And then proceeds to run away with the bombs. And then she sits there and crying. You better believe your dad, bitch. Your mom dead. Just saying. So then she comes back and tells them, hey, look, there's going to be 3 bombs. We'll get to that discrepancy. There's going to be 3 bombs around, and they're all going to be there. They know you're going to be there. Nick is like, we're going to be there no way. So they all get there, and what happens? Decoys all around. Decoy, decoy, decoy. And then Maria gets shot. Mad at that shit. And then, Nick is like, I'm about to go into beast mode. Maria dies. I'm still mad about that shit. And that's where we end the episode because there's no post credit. Fuck you, Feige. But I enjoyed the episode. Don't like that Maria died. Not at all. I know they wanted to set some stakes. We didn't have to go that far. The bombing was enough. We didn't need to kill Maria.
Do you think she's dead?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
I hope she's Marvel dead and not dead. But it looks like when they panned out and then she didn't even change into a Skrull, looks like she was dead. So I don't know. I did. Enjoy the fact that you can't trust no one. Who's a Skrull? Who's not a Skrull? Rhodey could be a Skrull. Ooh, what if Rhodey ended up being a Skrull? I'm gonna be mad as hell. How long have you been a Skrull? Or the president? Anybody. You just can't trust nobody. And I understand that people are mad about the AI art. I understand. Because real artists were not getting paid. However, I enjoyed it. But what did you guys think overall?
I didn't even know it was AI. Just someone.
Exactly. And that's why I think it was done on purpose. Because you can't even trust the art. Can't trust it.
But what's the difference between someone designing and then letting a computer run a program? They're both designed on the computer. So I don't understand like what people are doing.
Exactly.
I would understand if they started like CGIing or like AIing like actors. I don't understand that. But an intro, oh my god.
Exactly.
I think the intro actually it worked better with the whole thing. Like the branding for they've been doing leading up to the premiere has been really good. A lot of it on TikTok, like they have the people coming and going, the Skrulls coming in. That was brilliant. That was really, really good. And when I found out it was AI, I felt that was another. I felt like that was a good thing. How people feel about AI, how people feel about AI opposed to real artists. And I feel like it was really on brand to do that.
That was AI.
The intro, no, just the intro. I was saying
the opening credits.
No, because he mentioned the TikTok live.
No, that was real, but yeah, no.
Oh, I was about to say they were fucking with my brain almost blew up.
Just how they've been promoting the show has been really good. I mean, that was another good idea to have. I feel it's a really strong first episode. Like I say, right off the bat, you have someone who we've come to a beloved character that we know, and he's a Skrull. We don't know the whereabouts of the real Agent Ross, or how long had they had this been going on. We know now the Skrulls have been on Earth since Captain Marvel, and I kind of wanted them to probe into that because we ended Captain Marvel on them or her leaving with the Skrulls to find them a home. So the fact that they've been on Earth all this whole time, the way they
I wonder how many left with her though. I don't think everybody left.
That was gonna be her priority to find the Skrulls a home. So if she was able to find them a home, I guess she could have brought them back to Earth. But it's a big universe. And I like how because when they did the Marvels, they kind of paint them as refugees, like the good guys. Even though going to college, that they're, more, sinister. Like I said, I'm not as familiar with the Secret Invasion comics as probably Britt is, but she might speak more to that. But how they going about it is really strong. And like I said, that's what I was worried about, like how are they going to paint them as like the bad guys when they were introduced as like the refugees, the ones who were being victimized by the Kree. But yeah, them being on Earth, I guess all this time feeling displaced, having to hide, that could be enough for people to pull away. And we don't know how many allies, if any, if Talos even has any allies, or everybody's on the other the one who's leading all the ones like doing this rebellion, Garrick. If I'm saying his name right, like how did he come about to be like the leader or of this rebellion? I want to know more about that. But overall, a very strong episode. I would say I'll compare this like a fusion of Winter Soldier and like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Only it's shapeshifters. You have that espionage spy drama aspect to it. Also, kind of like on top of this whole sci-fi thing of the Skrulls get ready to take over or trying to take over the Earth. And you do raise a good point, Britt, about who else has been compromised. Like if they've been on Earth all this time, and like when did this come about? Like when did they start like replacing people and everything? And does it extend to any of the Avengers?
I think it does. I really think it does.
We got 5 episodes left now to see how this all plays out, and I'm really interested to see how that goes down. If any characters may make cameo appearances, I feel this will be a missed opportunity if they didn't include any characters who are currently still in like the Marvel universe. I can't imagine. Well, maybe not Steve Rogers, or maybe. I mean, who knows? But losing Maria, I do believe she's dead. Again, we'll see. Again, I think it like set the tone for the whole show going forward. The stakes are higher and everything. You have things with Talos and his daughter. And I can understand why she would go over to the other guy's side. And if they've been like stuck on Earth for all this time without anywhere to go, anywhere to call home, I would be interested to see if Carol makes an appearance on the show. I think her character more than anyone else will probably be the most important because, like again, she was she was an enemy of the Kree for the Skrulls for such a long time. And then, when she came to find out the truth, they believed in her, they supported her, that she's going to help to find a home. So during this whole literally 30-year period, like what's her interaction with the Skrulls been like since all this happened? And how does that play out? But I mean, I don't have the other meaning. I don't have too many notes or anything, but it was a very strong first episode.
Now, I have a question. In the timeline, Secret Invasion, we know, is before the Marvels. Now, is it where Nick shaves his head again and goes with the black coat, or is it before Secret Invasion? Because it looks like he's a little bit younger in the Marvels than Secret Invasion, but I'm not sure.
Okay, I see what you mean. I see what you're saying now. He does look younger in the trailer. It could be before. Like I said, if it's before Secret Invasion. So again, I think we may get a cameo or something that ties back to Carol Danvers, because again, I think she's like a strong part in the story, or could be a strong part. Yeah, because
it's Carol's fault.
That actually brings something up, the timeline.
Right.
Does this show take place before or after Westview? Because you guys keep talking about a cameo, What did Monica make?
Ah,
If it's after Westview, if Monica shows up somehow,
this should be after Westview.
and are they going to talk about Westview if it is after Westview?
I don't know.
I mean, not
Oh
just that
shit.
view, but just like anything that's happened after the blip, period. If you, let's say, because we know this after the blip, and I also want to
Hmm.
speak on that as far as Nick Fury's character and that. But if it's after the blip, we know after what took place after the blip was WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier. I believe all the Marvel shows were after the blip.
Yeah,
You know,
all the Marvel shows were after
so that
the
includes
blip.
everything from, like I said, um, WandaVision, Moon Knight, Hawkeye, Falcon Winter Soldier, She Hulk, Miss Marvel. All the shows took place after the
After
blip.
WandaVision, because WandaVision was for, they said it was like either a couple of weeks or a couple of months,
I think so.
just like Spider-Man, or
Right,
some weeks after Endgame.
right. And
And then
uh,
Captain America and Winter Soldier um, was a couple of months after Endgame. So I would say everything after WandaVision is going to be the after effect.
yeah,
Because
I
remember,
gotta
they made
imagine
her kind of the.
that if they want to make this, if they want to make, how big they want to make this, then some of the characters had to have been replaced. But again, we have to, that brings up the question when, like when were they replaced and when were they, switched out for a scroll, and how far does that go? Um, like I said, someone had pointed out, this content creator I was watching pointed out that what they're doing is such on a larger scale. They've been placing themselves in political positions of power for a while now. So again, so even like with the White House, like who, and
Who's
it's
a
no
scroll
secret,
in there?
it's like certain things that certain scrolls don't even know themselves. It's like
Mm,
you could be talking to another scroll and not even know it, because like I said, like Gaz's character said, they stay in their human like shells for a long period of time, so even though they can't even detect each other,
you
and like
think
it could
Trump
be
is
a
a scroll?
whole thing. I think the only person who knows all the answers is probably the rebel leader Garrick. And like I said, I'm interested to see how that plays out, and how does it, like, does it, are they going to touch other shows and say, oh, you watch this show,
Mm,
and surprise, this character was a scroll all along. Like, how does that play out? And I know people were saying, make comparisons between the Secret Invasion comics and how is it being adapted into the show. And so I'm not as familiar with the comic. I read,
I am.
yeah, I know. So, but like I said, I'm very interested to see how this plays out and who's been a scroll and for how long. And that's primarily where I'm at. I think
Pretty much
uh,
comic,
setting it up. Yeah.
the comic is some of the main Avengers are scrolls.
Right.
And no one ever knew that they were.
mm,
And then they captured the other original Avengers and stuff like that. It's a good storyline. It's exactly what they're doing here, except the only change is that the original six are gone,
Right.
and this is now, hell, we're getting rid of the original. I'm still mad about Maria. Y'all ain't gonna y'all ain't gonna tell me no different. She has been there since Avengers 1. And y'all just gonna kill her off like that? Like we only had her like a sprinkle in some of the movies. Like that's it. And then they did this like they did Drew Barrymore in Scream. I think the term is called fridging, where we think that the main character is going to be the heroine, and turns out they die in the first 10-20 minutes, just
but
like Drew Barrymore in Scream.
we can easily find out if she's in the next episodes. Like, does she still have any more contracts with Marvel after this? Because is it
I
shouldn't she be in the next Avenger? I don't think
I
she's
have
dead. I don't think. I
I
think they're gonna
hope
do.
not,
Yeah.
but she may actually be dead. I mean, Coulson died and then came back, but
Yeah.
I
Because
don't know.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know
they
if you
kept
saw
Coulson
the
separate from the movie after he died.
yeah.
They never brought him back in, which I thought was a missed opportunity.
Mm. I don't know if you saw the live or the pre-recorded live bit, but the lady who plays Maria said that a lot of like realizations or like open loose ends from her character like reveal themselves throughout the show, and like she learns more about Nick's character as well. So I'm saying like I don't think she would say that if she dies on the first episode.
She
I
might
think
have to throw us off.
she's a scroll. She's a, I
I
don't think she's. I don't want her to be
I really hope so. All right. Any final thoughts or predictions
that.
for this show?
I predict Maria's gonna come back with a pixie cut, the way she wanted it, and they didn't allow her to cut her hair. She's gonna come back with a
Didn't
new
say
hair,
that.
some Doc Martin boots, and she's gonna. Oh, hey Nick, I wasn't dead. Third or fourth episode. Maybe she's deep undercover now.
One thing I did want to talk on was about how they talked about Nick being different, and after the blip, and Nick Fury is a character where you don't think anything could shake him. And I want to just give kudos to Samuel for his acting as his character for like over a decade now. Just a great job. And I think what we're seeing now is like a whole like another dimension or another side to it. Excuse me, for him to be so shooken by and literally being wiped out from existence. He didn't want to be on Earth anymore, so he went up to space to help with Saber and everything they're doing to try to protect Earth from intergalactic threats and everything. So I want to see them dive more into that too. Also, hear more about Saber because in the comics, the person who runs Saber is a mutant. I can't remember her name. She has like green hair.
Sable, Miss
Saber.
Viper.
No, the
Wait,
the space program Nick was working on in space. Saber.
Sage. Sage.
So you're just saying green shit. Okay.
No, those are like the two major ones that I know that are like computer like savvy that would fit for the show. Sage, um, green hair. The only one I know is Polaris.
There's another character. I can't remember her name, but she in the comics she runs the Saber program. It's literally like the space version of Shield. They take care of everything in space. That's what he was working on when he left Earth. He was helping with that. So
I don't think we're gonna find out more until the Marvels, because that's where they have him at.
Right. But again, that's why to get kudos to him for his acting and like I said, did dive more about how he, how he's different now because it's gonna play a part in the future episodes and how he moves. Like I said, the way and I said I think Marie is dead, like the same way they kind of use Agent Coulson in the first Avengers to motivate the Avengers to fight against Loki and the army. I think they're gonna use Maria's death to like motivate Nick, to fight the fight against the Skrulls. That's what I'm thinking. But let's want to like I said more like a deep dive into what he was doing. Like I said, you probably won't know more about it until like the Marvels, but I think they could touch on it at least, like what he was doing in space with the Saber program and everything like that. But again, just a very good first episode.
Manny, any final thoughts?
My final thought is I would love to know more about Nick's family. Imagine if he goes home and we see his family. A sister, a nephew, something. I've never met another Fury.
Nope.
Yeah,
never met another one.
Don't think he had one, at least not in any like great detail as far as I remember in both like like many of the comics. But I mean they always could add something for the shows. I mean they did so for Hawkeye. Hawkeye didn't have like no wife and kids in the comics, but they gave him a family. So
Yep,
Mhm.
I
sure
can see
did.
them doing so for Nick maybe.
And wasn't Hawkeye supposed to be a hoe or something?
He yes, he has a hearing aid. I mean that part is true. He did it's like a hearing impaired.
I wasn't saying that. I was saying, wasn't he supposed to be a hoe?
I'm not gonna comment on that.
I'm,
He has a
I'm
lot
just,
of arrows. He has a lot, so we don't know what's in that pack of arrows.
mhm.
A butt plug looks like an arrowhead.
Okay, let's wrap this up.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us for our Secret Invasion review for episode 1. My name is Britt, aka Lady Isis. Is that what y'all need to call me? And we have Ray, who is at the bottom, and we have Manny, who I introduced the last time as one of the new people. Now he's one of the old people at this point. So,
I'm 29.
okay.
Don't make
So,
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
The sound's cutting out. It's all falling apart.
Check on Shawn Mendes.